Hello and welcome to part two of our Marketing with YouTube series. Today we're going to look at short form versus long form video, and hopefully we can get more than 4 slides this time around. So, YouTube, about 5 years ago, maybe a little earlier, introduced the idea of short form video. That was vertical 9:16 videos that kind of resemble Instagram Reels or TikToks. And the idea here was, well, I think just to compete with those other platforms. But what we saw was a complete divide and way that the platform changed. Now, um, previously, up until about 2020, long form videos, what we call long form videos now, were the only things that YouTube had. And it's funny because YouTube started as a platform with an upload max time of 5 minutes. Then it expanded to 15. Then it went up to a couple of hours, and now it's, I think, unlimited. I'm sure there's some sort of time limit, but I've seen 24-hour videos, loops. I've seen all sorts of interesting creative ways. Now we seem to be seeing a reverse of that, or I don't want to say a reverse, but a slight change, because now we have these short form videos that are 3 minutes or less and are vertical in nature. So, previously, if you had uploaded a video in, say, 2018 that you recorded on your phone and you were recording it vertical, it would just be a vertical video in a 16:9 frame, which could be really hard to see. Now it is optimized where YouTube will know immediately when you upload a video, when depending on the aspect ratio, which is 9:16 or 16:9, and the length, and it will create the corresponding video to optimize for the platform. So these are the technical differences. Another big change is that long form videos, as you may have seen, these can accrue views over years, like many years. Um, I will. I don't have the time. I probably won't spend the time here, but some videos go viral after being uploaded for years and sitting dormant on YouTube. And it really, all it takes is one person to find it, and then they share it, and it gets shared beyond that, gets shared to various platforms. So it's an interesting thing to see, with YouTube. Videos can accrue, or long form videos can accrue views over years and years, but shorts, for the most part, they're going to get their traffic in a couple of days. There are exceptions, of course. There are some that will get more visits later, but I would compare it more to Reels. Maybe not. I mean, Reels will get traffic over a couple of weeks, but Reels and TikToks, for the most part, are a little bit more current, more relevant, immediately, and that's just a different, that's just a different way, different algorithm, different platform, and a different way that people consume content. Now, from a business perspective, YouTube and the way that videos operate are very different in the way that they impact buyer behavior. I would like to propose the idea that Shorts is really a brand awareness tool. That is, if companies are using Shorts, they are doing so to reach a new audience. Shorts are most often found and watched by people who are not actively following these channels. And because of how many videos you can watch and how quickly you can scroll, chances are you're just going to get exposure to a lot more creators, brands, and other channels that exist out there. But then long form, this is your traditional 16:9 video again. This is more for the people who already know what they want, or they're familiar with the brand, and it is about taking someone from, oh, I've heard of that brand, I know what they do, to a little bit more interest in the product or the service or the brand in general. Not that they're going to buy it. I mean, YouTube itself is not much of a conversion platform for businesses, but it certainly helps to nurture leads because something rich media like video is a lot better than just text, right? Text or sound. Then finally, at the bottom, you'll see it says off platform and that says decision and action. That is because for brands, most businesses are going to convert people who move through the funnel on YouTube. They have to convert them off YouTube. And that's done through email subscription, e-commerce, purchasing, lead generation, filling out forms. All of that happens off YouTube. There are very, very few exceptions, but for the most part, brands that actively use YouTube to build a business to drive revenue, they are using YouTube in general before they get to that action purchase stage. That is fundamentally happening elsewhere. Now, when we think about shorts, if you think about the top of that funnel, shorts not only is reaching new audiences, but it also depends on the type of clip. The clip that's being played, that's got to be intention grabbing, but it's also got to be informational. It's got to be substantial enough that the viewer cares. Now, usually when I picture someone watching shorts, it's a child, so that this wouldn't apply. But plenty of adults are watching shorts as well. And if you think about the audience for a brand or for a service, if they're watching shorts, they've got to really the company's got to do a lot of legwork here to bring in a new audience. I actually don't think shorts it's certainly not a viable option for all businesses and all industries, but there are certainly some that could benefit from it. I mentioned sports in the past. I still stick with sports when it comes to industries that have really succeeded with short form video. This is a German soccer team. From what I've seen, they are constantly posting shorts, which not all sports teams are. Some of them kind of focus on one channel or another. But here's one that has really gone all in on the YouTube shorts. From what I can tell, they've about doubled their subscriber base since shorts went live. Again, this is 2020. Part of it probably comes with them starting to win, but it's interesting because the way that they utilize shorts are similar to what a business would do to first capture attention. They're fast. They are informational. They're educational. And they're also very timely and relevant because a lot of times if shorts are only going to be relevant for a couple of days, then you can get away with showing, say, highlights from a game or a match, or even something specific, some sort of event that was a moment in time. And that is really where shorts has worked as a sweet spot. Now, the long form videos, this is a little different. This is more for sometimes you look at YouTube videos and they kind of look like episodes of shows that you would see on Netflix or on regular television, cable TV. And again, this is supposed to drive value and create demand. And if you look at the same soccer team as before, their regular video page, which I snipped here, is very different, right? This is a video about training. There's a long form interview. There's more videos about just kind of like how people are they are behind the scenes look at just how these individuals are preparing for a season in which they're playing for one of the best soccer teams in Germany. This is a German team. And you'll see, most of these are training videos. But they all also focus on people. We will talk about the personal side of it a little bit later. But I think it's an interesting look that the idea in creating demand is they're not necessarily promoting the product. They're not showing just a bunch of highlights. They are showing people. Well, there is one highlight video I see here, but a lot of times they are focusing on the people so that you, as the viewer, are developing an affinity for the individuals who make up this franchise and not not just the brand. And that's something that a lot of businesses struggle with is putting a face in front of the camera. Now that last step, the off-platform stuff, new business happens elsewhere, which is I think is pretty straightforward. I think most would agree that businesses don't really need, they don't have the same need as creators to chase virality because creators, if they are living and dying with revenue that they get from the actual YouTube money partner program, which is where they make money, then they need to do a lot more legwork. And businesses who are using YouTube as a digital file cabinet, that's a little bit different. If anything, they're putting them on YouTube so that they can embed them. Here's a screenshot from part of the Wayne State site. One of my colleagues, Julie, talks about building a strong credit score. That video is embedded within the web page. The heading is at the top, then there's a little bit of information, and then it goes into the video itself, and underneath is the transcript. So, this is a really common way for companies to use YouTube and why they use YouTube. Sometimes YouTube is actually what comes later because a company will already have a plan for a website and they'll have a strategy where they're thinking like, okay, we're going to visually show our processes or products or services or whatnot. And then what they do is they're like, all right, we have all these videos that don't exist online yet, but we're going to put them on our website. And then first we need to get them onto YouTube so that we can embed them. And if we get more views on YouTube from other sources, then that's great. That's kind of the idea behind a lot of these. And for me too, I see these. I mean, this has just kind of become the standard, the common move for companies that just want some way to showcase their videos. All right. So that'll do it for that last clip. We're going to take a pause here. We'll on to the next video. We'll go more into the anatomy of a YouTube video. So that's the creation of it, how when you upload it, what are the key elements, and hopefully we'll be able to also talk about the optimization of it. But that is all for now here. And hopefully we'll be able to keep rolling here with our shorter clips.